people are actively involved in signing in contracts to buy property? How many people have done that? You sat there, you get the big, thick contracts, things like that. Well, tonight we have an expert. He is not only a GD member, but he is a recognized legal professional and a lawyer. And he is going to talk to us about contract law. Derrick, if you come forward.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Derrick Strahorn. I've been a member of GD REIA for longer than I can remember. I have a general practice law practice, which means I do some of everything, both criminal and civil. But I have a couple of main areas where I focus. One is on family law, which involves divorces, dissolutions, child support, custody, all that fun stuff. And then the other main area where I focus is on real estate and landlord-tenant law. So we do a lot of review of contracts, a lot of eviction work. So we work with a lot of people like you, landlords, investors, those types of people. So I was asked to talk to you tonight about contract law. And what I like to try and do is, when I talk about something like contract law, which is very, very broad, I try to tailor it to that area that's most relevant to you guys. So things like real estate contracts where you're purchasing property, types of investment instruments, land contracts, lease purchase agreements, those types of things that you might come into contact with, leases, and what have you. What I'd like to do is, first of all, maybe just touch on some areas that I've been running into in my practice of late. Typically when I have these talks, that's what I try and do, is bring you up to date with some of the things that I'm seeing coming through my door on a regular basis. And then at the end, if you have just general questions about different types of things, feel free to ask. And certainly during my talk, if something pops into your head, feel free to ask. So with that, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was an interesting situation that I just very recently had walk into my office. A guy had acquired a piece of property on a lease purchase basis. Now, for those of you who either sell property or purchase property using a lease purchase arrangement, what I recommend to people is that you use two different documents. So you're going to use an actual option agreement, which gives you the right to purchase the property, gives you an option that for a particular duration of time you can execute and then buy the property. And then you're going to have a second document, which is your lease. So that's the document that you're actually using for leasing the property during the time of your option period. So this particular person had at least done that part of the transaction correct. There was a separate option agreement, there was a separate lease. The dates on the option corresponded to the dates on the lease. So the lease ran for the same period of time that the option agreement ran. Now, unfortunately for this individual, where they went askance with this whole process was, they failed to send out a written notification of their intent to execute on their option agreement. And that was clearly in the option document, that they had to give a written notification of their intent to exercise the option and buy the property. So they had put in place a closing. They were trying to close the deal, but they never executed the option. They never sent a written notification to the owner. So the deal didn't close by the expiration date in the option agreement. And this particular person wanted to blame the owner of the property, said they were dragging their feet. We could have closed, but they didn't go through with it. And I said,